And we black.
And how do you do?
What up, though?
When I say you, I mean you and you. By the way, we appreciate you this much
For being you. Young man.
It's the news.
And we black.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know what it is. I'm a little hoarse today, man. My allergy thing, I'm dealing with that. You know, the weather's changing. You know, I'm glad my nose has stopped running. I'm more so getting all the built up mucus out of my lungs and the sinus areas and whatnot, man.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
Well, hopefully you were using all
raw organic honey,
diluted garlic
organic
granules.
cinnamon.
That's how you do.
Organic cinnamon and organic honey. Mm-hmm. Mix the two. Make a little concoction. Mm-hmm. 3 teaspoons a day. Mm-hmm. Pretty much knock out whatever you got within 3 days to a week tops.
Yeah.
Whatever you have.
It cures AIDS.
Flu, whatever. I haven't dug into that. I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't dug into that.
Okay, we'll do research.
But
until then, I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
Here's cancer.
in lab rats and iguanas.
Say.
It's Tuesday.
$2.
$2. We are precisely a week away from March 15th.
Which is another $2 Tuesday.
Yeah, and I've been seeing in people's mailboxes. I ain't got one of these with my name on it. It is another $2 Tuesday. It's always $2 Tuesday.
Because you said it's precisely a week away.
But this particular day, it's been sent out notices in the mail to those who are registered to be voters from the St. Louis Election Board. I got one of these in my hand that don't have my name on it, but I wanted to inquire about it just to read, because I like to read stuff. They send people shit, people don't read it. It says something. So this thing about the St. Louis Election Board is stating, "Dear voter, a presidential preference primary election." Oh, I just went into that because the B had me going.
The science on that joint.
Beats provided by DJ I See You. Yeah. But this is written here. A presidential preference primary election. Like, that just flows so smooth. But that's what it say, man. A presidential preference primary election will be held in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, and nationwide on Tuesday, March 15th, 2016. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and at this election, eligible city voters will have the opportunity to select a party. They underline party. Nothing else is underlined. Party ballot of their choice and vote for a presidential candidate. Now, by them underlining it, that lets you know that your idea of party and definition ain't what they saying. Go check Black's Law Dictionary to find out what a party is. There are another underline, and this is capitalized and in bold. No issues on the ballot. How is it no issues on the ballot when we're going to select people based off of issues, right? I think it's significant issues on the ballot. But whatever. They saying those specific things you're going to vote for on the ballot. I get it.
Right.
So a voter must select a Democratic, Republican, Libertarian, or Constitution Party ballot in order to vote. Now, those running...
How much are you willing to pay for this guy?
Man, keep it moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll pay 30. No, not 30. I'll pay $27.5. Yeah. But those running for president 2016 primary.
Yes, we moving dope, goddammit.
Because y'all need to move that dope.
That's what y'all was wondering.
Don't worry about that. Yeah. So, most of y'all just say, hey, who's running for president? Most people who ain't in the know just say the Trump, the Bernie, the Hillary. Most people who familiar with politics know the Rubio and the other dude. But when you walk into the joint, you're going to be selecting actually from 6 people. On the Democratic side, it seems like y'all got 2 options. And here's the funny thing about it. Y'all didn't even choose who y'all got to choose. That's the first thing. The people y'all got to walk in here and choose, y'all Democrats, black folks, I guess. The people who y'all arguing about, y'all didn't even
Democrats,
pick.
goddamn.
Yeah, because that's all they talk about. You know, because Republicans are racist. Okay.
Republicans don't like black people. Okay?
Not even Ben Carson.
That's what Kanye West was saying when he said George Bush don't care about black people.
I think he was saying
he meant to
white
say,
folks.
Yeah, he's basically saying Republicans
The
don't
upper,
care about black
middle,
people.
and lower crust.
Democrats love niggas. They know about the struggle. Anybody who's a Democrat, they marched with Dr. King. They got locked up.
Snitched on
beat
some
up.
Panthers.
They got lied on,
Smoked
cheated
some
on,
crack, and then told the police when they got pulled over and called where the niggas was at.
They've been through the struggle. They know what niggas is about. They know about ramen noodles and motherfucking potted meat.
I bet you $1 down.
You know?
Romney
That's what
ain't
all
never
the
ate no
motherfuckers
ramen
know
noodles.
about. That's because Romney's a motherfucking Republican. Bernie Sanders, on the other hand, though. Let's talk about Bernie. Bernie loves niggas. He got locked up in his 60s. Any nigga can tell that is a picture of Bernie Sanders back in the day, just because, you know why? Because he got glasses on. It's a white man with glasses on. Come on, man. Everybody know that it's Bernie. Come on, that's Bernie.
Bernie.
That could be, even though Bernie's 75 right now and doesn't look shit like the picture.
He looks horrible.
It's just the people that's saying that,
He's so old.
This is Bernie
so
Sanders. This picture of this white guy right here. That dude could be a fucking hippie. Somewhere living in Arizona. In a goddamn RV. Double wide.
But he's
the guy
one of
on
the
that
fucking
picture
options.
really could
He's
be
an option for these
living
people.
in a double wide trailer in Arizona in the middle of the goddamn desert. And he makes his own water.
And
out of
he
urine
gets money from
and
people.
cactus pine needles.
He gets money for people to run for president.
That's it.
But you got them two. Now on the white side, on the Republican side,
What the fuck, man?
You got
they didn't let me be.
that's why you got to wait to the last second. You can't never be at under 10 seconds. Once it hit under 10, you got to put it in.
What do you mean? I hit the button 3
You
times.
sus. I'll get one for that same price. So look, man, they got Trump, Rubio, Cruz, and a guy named John Kasich, who's the governor of Ohio. So here's the thing about it. Regardless of who wins, everybody comes up. That's the one thing about when you run for presidential office. You come up. And in all honesty, most of these people reach a point where they don't want to win. They've reached that height of popularity where it's like,
man, I don't give a damn.
win or lose,
Man, I don't give a damn
nothing
about
even
this
matters.
goddamn thing. Okay?
By the
man.
way, I was hoping Mike Huckabee
Don't give a shit.
was going to get farther than he got. I just like saying Huckabee,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
It's an interesting word.
And I didn't trust any. It's a lot of people running for president on the Republican side. It was a lot of people. Mitt Romney wasn't one of them this year. But on March 15th next week, y'all got the option to choose 6 people to declare your vote for to be the president of these United States for the next 4 to 8 years. So, the thing I want to really focus on is this. So a voter must select a Democratic, Republican, Libertarian, or Constitution Party ballot. That's just very odd to me, considering there's a spot at the bottom of all ballots where it says write-ins. And you can write any name in that motherfucker. You can vote for goddamn me Waka Flocka this year if you choose. And if enough motherfuckers wrote Waka Flocka Flame, the created person called Waka Flocka Flame will be running for president. Now, mind you, whatever his real name is, he ain't the president. So whoever owns Waka Flocka Flame would in turn be your president of the United States. As we flip over to today.
But Waka Flocka actually owns his name.
I understand that. But
He's one. Actually, Waka Flocka is a very smart artist, man.
Owning your
He
name
sounds dumb, but him and his mom have really
and
got the
the
game.
business are two different
Yeah,
things.
they got the business part down.
And if he
They
became
really do.
president, it ain't just nigga bow, bow, bow in the office.
No.
Some nigga from Sony's gonna be calling like, hey, you got that thing? By the way, you know how you got that thing, right? There wouldn't be no Waka Flocka Flame without us. We'll kill you and clone you then. Fuck it.
Well, but look,
We'll kill you and clone you.
when Waka Flocka does become president, that's when Donald Trump is going to start the new Black Panther Party.
But he gonna change the name to
He'll
the
change
White
it
Lions
to the White Cubs.
of Chicago.
We're fierce but gentle.
Oh shit. So next week, y'all should go pick people who have been given money by people other than you to go run on a platform of causes that really ain't catering to none of yours. Russell Simmons tweeted out that he ain't fucking with Bernie no more because he didn't draw the line when it came to the incarceration of black people and what he gonna do to underserved communities. So he's gonna vote for who? Hillary Clinton.
Because she ain't said shit either.
Because she has not been a separatist when it comes to knowing what's right and wrong for black folks. She also loves Margaret Sanger. If you don't know who Margaret Sanger is, if I got any reason, I'll just choose one.
Idolizes.
I don't need a million reasons. I got one. This lady idolizes a woman who walked this earth named Margaret Sanger, who told us, as black folk, we was deaf, dumb, blind, and incompetent, and we all deserve to die. So they created a place under the guise of healthcare reform called
Planned Parenthood.
Bing, 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 bing. And ever since 1973, 55 million black women have killed 55 million black babies using only the form of Planned Parenthood, not including all other forms of birth control, abortion, or mistreatment of a fetus. You can Google that today.
Right now. You ain't doing nothing.
And that's who you, out your mouth, say you gonna allow. Yeah, we the ones actually giving them the right to be president. But that's who you gonna choose to be your representative in the Democratic Party of the United States of America.
Hey man, Hillary's alright.
Is she? Have you looked at that lady lately?
That bitch has... That bitch got the neck of an offensive lineman in the NFL.
But I go back to the fact that they said a voter must select a Democratic, Republican, Libertarian, or Constitution Party ballot in order to vote. Now, if you look across all mainstream platforms, they show us that you got two Democrats and 4 Republicans. But there's a person that nobody talks about. Actually, there are 5 of them. But I'll just give you 3. They say libertarian.
Libertarian.
Well, in the 2016 presidential running for election, there's a dude named Gary Johnson. He's a third-party candidate, and he's a libertarian. He is currently still in running and will be on Tuesday's ballot for President of the United States. The thing about Gary Johnson is he got so much paper, he didn't announce he was running for president till January 6th. So a motherfucker woke up on January 6th and decided he's going to run for president, and on March 15th, he's on the ballot. So, there's a dude named Gary Johnson, as I stated. He's a libertarian. Who is Gary Johnson? Gary Johnson is the former governor of New Mexico. Now, he was governor from 95 to 2003. Dude said that he was to actually vote for somebody, it'll be Bernie Sanders, because he was the former Libertarian cabinet head in the Senate.
Former.
So, Bernie Sanders, bug in his ear, you got the popular vote. Hey, bro, you gonna run for president, but you can't run under your party that you ran with for 30 years. You can't run under a Libertarian Party, even though you've been one. Even though you won Senate vote after Senate vote as a Libertarian.
After Senate vote. After.
So what you gonna have to do is tell these dumbass people you a Democrat.
Booyah.
Now, if you know anything about the Libertarian Party, which you don't, I'll tell you. The Libertarian Party of the motherfucking United States of America, this is what they believe in. This is their platform. You can go to lp.org/platform and you'll have the Libertarian Party platform. As a libertarian, we seek for a world of liberty, a world which all individuals are sovereign over their own lives, and no one is forced to sacrifice his or her value for the benefit of others. We believe that respect for individual rights is essential and a precondition for a free and prosperous world. Force and fraud must be banished from human relationships, and only through freedom and peace and prosperity can this be issued. Now they got statements of principles: personal liberty, self-ownership, privacy, abortion. They recognize that abortion is sensible and that people can hold good faith views on all sides, but they believe that government should be kept out of the matter. So, Bernie Sanders been a libertarian for 30 years, ever says, I'm pro-abortion. I believe that we should implement policy to protect that right. He's going against what he ran on as far as a platform. And as a candidate, I can't trust you if just over the span of 9 months you decide to change parties, change views, change ideas. Or is it what Brother Dick Gregory said? Don't matter if you're talking about Sanders or Trump, Clinton bought them all.
Booyah.
Understand the facts, people.
Cash money, nigga.
When all that good crack and cocaine and all that shit, well, they don't ship crack. Ain't like they were shipping that crack. But when all this good dope was hitting our streets from fucking 88 to 94, most of it, and I'm talking about, when I say our streets, I'm talking about Missouri. There was a dude who was the governor of a state called Arkansas that's due south of where we live. And he allowed tons and tons of cocaine to be transported through his state throughout the Midwest. If you don't think that's a fact, go just research some paperwork about a couple individuals who did heavy drug trafficking in the Midwest from places such as Detroit and Kansas City, and you will see that the majority of their dope came out of Arkansas.
Booyah.
But
that's the plug, baby.
That's not your job. That's up to me to do.
The homie Bill. That's the plug.
If you go back even further and really talk about the mainstream talking about gangs, there's one thing when niggas talk about, we talk about, but when the mainstream talk about something, they got laser focus on what that is. They don't care what you say, nigga. This is what they're gonna base their ideas off of. So when the gang shit was coming, you had Colors. You had the movie South Central. You had Menace to Society. And the one common place about them movies is they all took place in LA. You had New Jack City. You had New Jersey Drive. All these movies that took place in the East Coast. You had music and movies to back up this characterized idea of what was black. But there was a documentary that came out about the streets at that time, before niggas was doing their own documentaries. And it wasn't about LA. It wasn't about fucking New York or New Jersey, Newark. It was about Little Rock, Arkansas, called Banging in Little Rock. Nigga. It's a reason them white folks went to Little Rock, Arkansas. Because for some reason, this deprived, small fucking community in the middle of a state that people don't even barely drive through, these dudes are moving kilos and kilos of cocaine. They don't say that in the movie, but ask yourself, why is these niggas killing each other? We never just willy-nilly run around the hood on some jacking shit, killing shit. It wasn't just for fun. That shit happened when that dope happened.
My nigga got that sack, man.
When that sack hit,
nigga got that sack,
and now all of a sudden, an illiterate dude who ain't past the 7th grade can make $30,000 in a month and buy a Cadillac and feed his mama and granny and auntie and great auntie and all them people who ain't never had shit. They'll kill a nigga in a minute. See, don't talk about that perspective of what goes on when that shit really was infiltrating. When you hitting them highways. When niggas say I'm hitting that highway. What's in between them highways? It ain't no major cities. It's little pockets of 30,000 people. Pockets of 16,000 people.
You better understand.
Who gotta find a way to eat.
You better understand.
When we talking about politics, you gotta talk about the real. Y'all talk about fantastical shit. Matter of fact, to some extent, most of us, when we speak politics, talk about things that aren't even personally related to us. It's sort of like Zoe Williams says, it's this, he uses this really word that's awesome about white folks, how they'll help us out, but in the means of helping us out, they're creating a culture that's fucking us up. Like, oh, we're going to give niggas food stamps. Well, the fact we got food stamps means there's an infrastructure that exists to keep people on food stamps. So it's a word that goes along with that, where you think you're being nice to somebody, but you're being a dick. He uses it all the time. But that's what this policies and politics is. You, American, are sitting talking about healthcare, abortion, immigration. Ain't no black man in America ever need to come out his mouth talking about some immigration. Because it's not our issue. No black man in this motherfucking country ever needs to be talking about abortion unless they talking about shutting the spots down and actually telling a black woman, my bad for being such a motherfucking asshole all these years, but I've gained some clarity and I've released myself from these fucking chains of white supremacy, and I don't give a fuck, we ain't got nothing, we're gonna raise these goddamn babies to be something. Surprise. Mexicans do it all the time. Asians do it all the time. Dirty white people do it all the time. They sacrifice their personal 70 years for a long length of motherfuckers that can say, hey man, I love my granddaddy. He ain't never give me shit except a life. A real fucking life.
That's it.
Not a caddy or a house that you ain't gonna pay the taxes off of and let the fucking government take it. Not $30,000 in a trust fund that I'm gonna go spend on a trip to Jamaica in a car.
One car.
Black folk acting like motherfuckers ain't never left them shit. No, black folks, you doing what you care about. You just ain't doing what's important. What's important ain't always what the fuck you care about. It's what's on the grand scope and scale. And you're doing that today with your vote. I keep reiterating, don't fucking vote. Unless you can walk up to a motherfucker and tell them exactly what you want out of your life and your family's life, why would you vote for them? All the while, they got trade agreements like crazy going all across the world, globalizing trade. Even if we was to get our own motherfucking spot, we couldn't trade with nobody unless we chose to be in NAFTA. Unless we had a fucking military of 150,000 people on our beck and call, then when we push the button, they moving. And that's what motherfuckers is working with. All the while, we steady playing. Black people, we steady playing. We steady playing. We just think again. We can stay in that bubble. I can get mine. I get this little job, man. I hold on for 30, 35, nigga. I can retire and be good. I'll be good. I will be good. All the while, you work so much, your child ended up on dope, or dyking, or faggot, or you work so motherfucking much, you never had a chance to tell your kid really anything about anything.
Nothing.
So all they did was watch you, and then they mind all they focused on is if I work and get some money, everything will be cool.
Everything will be all right.
But all the while, trials and tribulations.
I just get a job and make money.
Everything will be fine.
Just fine. You know what I mean? The niggas died from working, literally.
Man, listen.
The stress of working.
YourBlackWorld.com. It's a news site for obviously Your Black World. A great site. It's Boyce Watkins' site. Got some great writers, great people on there. Today there's an article that hints on how black folks how they push college on their kids. Actually, that was a couple days ago. Today, in correlation to that article, if you go to news1.com, which I don't even know if it's black owned no more because they slant is getting real weird, but they also hinted on how black people are emphasizing college to their kids. But their take on it was very interesting. They took a Pew Research study. That's the company that say they go around walking and talking to everybody, asking them questions. Pew. It's a government funded fucking study. Whatever. So they go around, they said in this study they talked to blacks, whites, Hispanics. They ain't say nothing about these Arabs, Asians, Somalians, Bosnians, nothing. They just said whites, blacks, Hispanics. And they said that when it comes to the importance of college and pushing that on your kids as far as college equals success, you want to be successful, college has to be what you do. They don't tell them what to major in, what to work towards, what to do over these next 4 years. They just tell them to go to college and pick something you like. So they saying that that's coming out of the mouths, particularly 80% of the time, of black parents to their kids. They saying that's coming out of the mouths of Hispanic parents 68% of the time to their kids. But on the flip side, they said that only 40% of white folks say that college is a prerequisite to success. Now, automatically, what I didn't like about News One's article was they took the slant as saying that the reasoning why is because white folks have more wealth on a longevity tip. White folks are more upper class. White folks got more. So their kids don't gotta go to school. They're given more. Which sound like a very good reason. But let's go deeper, as we always do here on the news. a white kid and a white parent's relationship is different than a black kid and a black parent's relationship. On the evolutionary level, white families are conducted more like businesses. Black families are conducted more like relationships. Black families got a lot of love. It's all about the love. Show the love. Get togethers and show the love. But if 3 weeks later, some shit happened to somebody, it ain't a whole unit. You might have that immediate parent or that immediate person, but I'm talking about as a unit, as a business. Not many of y'all can go to y'all uncle's cousin, aunt for some particular things, especially a job. And that's what I'm getting at. In white America, in these pockets that I call, when you're hitting that highway, when you drive through these towns that are 16 to 20 to 30,000 people, you see Walmart, you see these stores, you see these restaurants, but you also see a bunch of buildings that don't really have signage, or they might have a name that you don't really know nothing about. You just see shit. In these places, factories, warehouses, manufacturing, engineering, sorting shit, you find two things predominantly that you don't find in the major cities. A lot of them fucking Mexicans. They don't give a fuck where they live as long as they living and being happy. And the rest of white America. Places where they make books. Places where they sewing couch cushions. Putting together the bottom of shoes and boots. Little regular jobs the white people get. They get their job at 17, 18 right out of high school. They just live their white-owned life in Springfield or Potosi or Arnold and just live their white-owned life right there. Live and die. We, as black people, don't have that luxury to say, this is what it is to be black. You live it and you die. White people are accepting in some manner. The nerdy fat white dude is accepting he's the nerdy fat white dude and lives that life. Goes to Comic-Con, watches Daredevil, probably plays Pokemon and Dungeons and Dragons. And he'll find a weird, fat, ugly white lady that likes that shit and they live happily ever after. We, on the other hand, out of love still, we're catering each other's fucking fantasy. Catering each other's likes and dislikes instead of the need. This is the need of the community. Feel the need, move on, live and die by it. College will get you a job. But at the end of the day, you ain't taking that job, learning everything about that job and saying, hey, that job was so cool, I'm going to open a place competitive to what I was doing at that job. Then ain't that kind of a waste? Like, I would think that's called interning. I would think that's called apprenticing. When somebody gives you a job and a task, you do it long enough to where you can tell the motherfuckers how to do it. Somehow we've got caught into the fucking thing of, hey, we gotta go to college to get to that next level. We just can't have that life experience, learn some shit for a decade, and then consider yourself a master at it and go do it. We gotta go to college. We gotta have a degree. Zuckerberg became a master at what he was doing by his sophomore year and said, I'm out of here. Bill Gates realized before he even filled out a college application, hey, I'm fucking out of here. Because he mastered what the fuck he wanted to do, settled into himself and said, I'm going to live and die by it. I'm not going to be doing this at 15. By 25, I'm totally different. By 35, I'm totally different. By 45, I'm totally different. By 65, I'm still trying to find myself. And by 70, I'm gone.
Right.
White dude knew who he was at 13, did it, and that's why he was at 60. He got collectibles from the shit he was doing at 13, getting money off of that shit, or whatever it is. We just got to understand that we got to find something, pick it, realize it works, and live by it, die by it. And in a lot of instances, it's not voting, it's not going to college. It's not involving yourself in the fucking schisms of white supremacy and thinking that you a cold enough Negro to survive. Because it breaks a lot of these niggas. That shit breaks a lot of these sisters. Struggling on them 4 years, 5 years, just to remember some shit and write about it and give it to a motherfucker. Yeah, just so you can get a gig. So everybody around you is lesser than. I'm summa cum magnum and everybody's lesser than. Like, I love to see the articles talking about how black women businesses are booming more than anybody. and black vice presidents and CEOs are boom on everybody. But I look at the details. What fields is that? What fields? What is that job and position you actually have? Oh, I'm the vice president of marketing and advertising at BET. So you're just a fucking promoter. You're a promoter for this fucking company. Oh, I'm the vice president of marketing and advertising and human resources at Coca-Cola. You hire and fire people for these motherfuckers. But like, at the end of the day, I want to know who the fuck is the technically sound motherfucker. This is what I tell my daughters every day, man. It ain't about working for no fucking body. It's about becoming a master or something and having somebody work for you, or people hunting you down because they want to know how the fuck it's done, or they just want to be part of that shit. Use DJ Yes as a fucking example of perseverance. A nigga who chose some shit, and it wasn't even some shit that he fucking grew up with.
Believed in himself.
He believed in him, exactly. It didn't matter if he was churning butter.
Believed in him.
He knew that, damn me, I dig this shit. I'm going to move with it. I'm going to live by it and die by it. And when you do that, people see it, and it attracts the same motherfuckers. Every time we jump in and out of this shit, but every time we jump in it and go hard like we do, it attracts a certain person because they know that we live by what the fuck we do and we die by what the fuck we do. No in between. No fucking ifs, ands, and maybes. No, if this happens, then maybe I'll compromise the situation because it's kind of getting hard. And then before we get out of here,
before we fade,
I want to shout out Jaja Ali.
Booyaka.
If you haven't heard, yeah, I gotta upload my effect. You know, we're working on a new piece of technology, and I'm uploading all my effects. So just clap it up. Clap it up. That's all we got. We ain't got that bip, 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 bip right now. But on March 6th, and this is according to Facebook and pictures, Jaja Ali's partner vehicle was broken into and her book bag was stolen. Now, unlike a lot of people who are technically savvy and sound and deal with electronics a lot and know that this shit just disappears or dies a lot, you gotta back up important shit. You gotta put it in another place and then save it there and then save it over there. I've hid shit from myself that I find and been like, yes, glad I did that day I was smoking weed and sobered up and forgot. Glad I did that. But if you got an iMac computer, one thing I know about iMacs, one huge thing I know about iMacs, shout out to DJ Yes, is the cloud. Any purchase of an iMac computer over the last 24 months includes a free 100 gigabyte subscription to the iCloud. Anything you saving or doing can be, by your choice, saved to the cloud. Most of the time, these systems are automatically set by default to save the shit to the cloud. So Mrs. Ali is working on her iMac. She's working on shit about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing probably. Or black women's rights. Or, I don't know. Black shit.
Black shit.
And when her shit got stolen, you can kind of see where she stands as far as in life. And it's either one or two things. Some people get dogged and ran through the mud, and some people dig their own grave. It looked like she digging a pit for herself because why would you have to come up out the blue telling everybody, let's create the picture, show people the pictures. Here's my friend's car with the busted window. Here's where my book bag was. Click, sitting there. See, it ain't there no more. Here's my post saying, man, I ain't slept in 3 days. Hey, y'all, I need $1,500. Here's my GoFundMe link. Now, here's one thing I know. Jaja Ali could have asked for $15,000 and probably got it. Because 15,000 motherfuckers will give Jaja Ali $1. For various reasons, segmented out for you to cipher through. But, by the way, man, she wears like red lipstick sometimes. It fucking throws me off. Back to where we was at though. March 7th, GoFundMe goes up. Today's March 8th, and this morning she has approximately accumulated $2,300 from the Afrocentric community. She has reached her goal, but unlike I would personally do if I was to ask somebody, because basically what you do is asking people for some bread. You don't say, hey man, I need $1,500 to get something back, and then motherfucking give you $2,300. So once she got the message, hey, donation hit $1,500, you would think a sensible person would say, I got my goal. I'm gonna make a video off my new computer that I just bought with the receipt at the store, thanking everybody, because that's the type of nigga I am. I like to do that type of shit. Y'all give me some bread, I'm gonna show you, because that's the type of shit we do. But I go to her little page, I don't see a thank you message. I go to her Facebook, I don't see a thank you message. I see nothing in response to the fact that this lady's $800 over her goal. So I asked myself, is she going to stop accepting donations, or is she just going to keep this shit rolling? I look and see some very, what I consider predominant figures in the black community donating her money. $25 here, $10 here, $15 there. People I listen to and appreciate their information. You can see who those people are if you just go to her shit. She's also got anonymous donations, $100 here, $150 there. And she still didn't close the fucking donations.
Wait till I start my GoFundMe.
So me personally, I've always had a thing about when you ask somebody for something and you get it, that's it, right? But it seems like GoFundMe is becoming just like the nigga way. Hey niggas, I need some bread. And by the way, thanks for the extra rack, or 2, or 3, or 4, or however long this page is gonna be up. So I'm sad the sister lost her shit.
Sincerely apologize, mama.
But again, back to what I'm getting at. I know the work is hard, baby girl. I know being out here on the front lines is heavy, but you be getting work. Lectures. I think you got some books out there.
I think so as well.
And to my knowledge, obviously you want to get the nice Mac, but you can get a Mac for $800, $899. 16 gigs with the nice fast processor, and buy an external hard drive and be just as fucking safe. But no, she needed the $1,500 one with the 24 gigabyte hard drive that don't hold shit. See, here's the thing. I know that Macs don't hold shit. They don't sell Macintosh computers with terabytes and all that shit for $1,500, right? So whatever she had saved on that computer wasn't a lot of shit. It's something that could have been backed up on that cloud. It's something that could have been, like, videos take up 700 megs to 800 megabytes. A long movie, a regular feature length film movie.
Right.
So unless you got what I was assuming was an external hard drive stolen, which I think happened, but you know you need to replace more than just this computer. So this lady out here hustling.
Yeah, she hustling hard as shit.
And that's some cold-blooded shit.
And I'm jocking her motherfucking resume.
Taking you to school with it. Classes in session. Message. So tomorrow, GoFundMe.com/nigga I'm a dope fiend. I smoke crack. And I need $2,300 to go to research in Palm Beach, Florida next month. Because if I don't make it, I'm going to kill John and your mother, whoever's listening. I'll find you. I got your stats. I know your geolocation. Nigga. I'm killing your mother. I'm killing John live on air tomorrow at 3 p.m. Unless you donate $2,300 to me and my friend. So I can go to rehab at Palm Beach because I smoke crack.
Now what you think is like? What you think is like about that? Huh? What you know? What you know about that, huh?
GoFundMe.com. Like, when I first saw that shit, when Kickstarter jumped off, I thought it was illegal, dog. Like, how can you just ask people for money to give you money and then you don't do anything with the money? AKA Tommy Sotomayor. That shit's funny, man. But yeah, it ain't funny because GoFundMe.com/BoogerSugar will be up today, approximately 45 minutes from now. And if you don't hit my goal, motherfuckers gotta go. That shit's groovy, man.
Yeah, just let the vibe get to you, you know. Just let the vibe get to you, man.
Shout out to everybody that keeps tuning in. Spreaker.com/the news. Tune in radio. Brain Fitted presents the news. That's also on iTunes. Subscribe to the podcast. Be linked in to when we go live, when we shooting from the hip. The chat room is open now and again. We did a live episode today, so if anybody was listening, I didn't open the chat room. So that's what that is.
Bow.
So if you did say anything,
we don't know.
Hotep. And if you didn't, Hotep.
Right.
It's all good. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to all my dad's Kangos. Shout out to his leather skull cap. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Brain Fitted team. You know, Equipment 9. I'm a Capricorn. By the way. Hey, we gonna roll this thing up. Dad, I'm Cheech. He's Chong. And
we out of here.
I'm gone.
Smokes to you, brother.
Deuces.